Welcome to Eureka Street Crypto. This is my anti-professional crypto channel. I'm just a barely sane dude who fell down the cryptocurrency rabbit hole. This channel is my fumbling attempt to communicate myself outside my own head about my journey in the crypto space. It is basically my brain dump. None of this is actual financial advice.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Eureka John, and you're at Eureka Street Crypto, broadcasting live from Leander, Texas. It is 5:25 in the morning, April 14th, 2022. It is Thursday, so the weekend's almost here. Actually, this is the last day of the week for me because my work takes off on Good Friday. And and this weekend is Easter weekend, so if you have kids, this is an exciting moment for those kids. They love those Easter egg hunts. I know mine do. So I like hiding the Easter eggs too. I think it's fun. You know, it's kind of one of those dad duties. I got to go hide the Easter egg. And I always thought it was fun. And I thought it was fun, finding them as a kid. And I think it's fun hiding them as a dad. And I got to hide them really good for my older child, the 6-year-old. And then I got to put some out there in the obvious places for the 3-year-old, and I got to tell the 6-year-old, I'm like, don't railroad over and get all the easy ones. You got to make sure Kirby gets don't get the ones that you can see. That's what I tell her. But of course, she's 6 and she's excited. She's like, just tearing through there and wants to get every single egg she sees. So I got to come in and regulate. It's kind of like the crypto market, there's a lot of low-hanging fruit out there for a lot of professional investors, but sometimes you just see the more advanced traders just come through and railroading and taking advantage of the situation and stuff like that, So, I guess there is a place for regulators and, to be able to protect, new people or people who may not have the financial stability or, know how to be jumping in the game. So, there's a case for both, and there's got to strike a good balance. But anyway, this show is my morning brain dump. And this is just me talking about things that I learn in crypto. And I study and I research every single day, either by listening to podcasts or reading articles or reading books or whatever, watching videos. Or just talking to people on Discord. It's all just part of research. And this is my place in the morning and my time in the morning before I go out my day to be able to talk about that and get it out of my system, So I'm not like, your local vegan CrossFit, person, just like talking about crypto the first 5 seconds that, I have a conversation with you. I try to get it out now. All right. So anyway, let's see here. Let's go to the old CoinGecko and see what we have going on. So none of this is financial advice, by the way. It's not even educational advice. That's not the point of this show. This is not a step-by-step or a how-to. This is just, it is what it is, man. Okay, so this is episode number 446. Wow, okay, yeah, moving on up. Yep, and so let's see here on CoinGecko. We have Bitcoin sitting at 4. Well, hold on. Let me just refresh this page because I had it up earlier, and you know how prices can change pretty quickly. So it's $41,202.38, up 3% in the past 24 hours, down 4.6% in the past 7 days. So yeah, it did get down to 40,000. Ethereum got down to 33,000. Now it's at 3102.44. And I bought the dip, man. I dollar cost average, and what dollar cost averaging means is, you on a regular time schedule, you put the same amount of money in no matter what, whether it's up or down. For instance, say you do $50 a week, $20 a week, $10 a week, $10 a day, $100 a day, whatever your baller account or non-baller account will let you do. Dollar cost averaging is the practice of just putting in a little something no matter what the market price may be. And then over time, if it's an asset that is doing well, it'll average its way up. And dollar cost averages, the averager type of savers do a lot better than traders And I'm not going to be able to show you any statistics for this, but I mean, it's true. Dollar cost averages, for the most part, turn out better than people who try to time the market and trade. So, slow and steady wins the race, man. It's the tortoise and the hare, and you know how that outcome is, right? So, yeah. I dollar cost average, and sometimes though, if I notice the market is in a little dippity dip, like it was, I will just kind of up the ante a little bit on my dollar cost averaging, and I did that, and Tether stablecoin $1, and Binance beat 419.53 USDC, a little under $1.999. That's a stablecoin. XRP 72 cents. Solana $105.51. Down 6.2 over the past 7 days. Terra Luna down 19.2 over the past 7 days, 87.06. Cardano 96 cents. Avalanche 80.38. Polkadot 18.16. The Doge in green 14 cents. Let's see here. We have a couple stable coins. The Sheebs down in number 15 is 0.000026612328. All right, whatever. But it's up 9.3% in the past 7 days. Near Protocol. I'm really bullish on the Near Protocol. They have a lot of stuff coming out, and I'm doing a lot of good stuff. They have taken sharding and kind of putting their own twist on it, and they've created these domain names for the crypto addresses that make it easy to sign up and easy to send money to and receive money from and stuff like that. And so Near Protocol is doing a lot of really promising stuff with their blockchain. So I'm pretty bullish on that. And so is everybody else. It looks like it's up 15.2% over the past 7 days and up 10.3% over the past 24 hours. Crypto.com is down 4.2% at 42 cents. It's been sitting right there between 42 and 45 cents for quite a while now. Let's see, anything else kind of just like standing out to me? Let's see here. ApeCoin is up 24.5%. And Monero is up 11.6%. Privacy is always a concern. And we'll talk a little bit about some privacy here. There is one token that is standing out to me, the bank token. And as you know, you may or may not know, I am heavily involved in the Bankless DAO. They are my home DAO. And I'm heavily involved in a lot of the audio-visual guild there. And the bank token has seen a pretty significant price jump in the past 24 hours. It's been hold on, let me see here. Let me go into my Zerion app right here. Zerion's pretty cool. I like this app because it takes all your wallets and you can just plug them in, and it tracks them all at one time. Sometimes you'll find weird tokens that you don't know you have. But yeah, bank token, it's risen up shoot, dude. 100 man, I don't know, 50 something percent, or I don't know, but it went from 3 cents yesterday to 6 cents, which is a big jump, man. And so yeah, I don't know why. Just stuff like that happens. And I earn a lot of bank through being in the Bankless DAO. I'm in the podcast hatchery, and there's a lot of really good podcasts coming out of there. There's the new Making Bank show. There's Bankless Africa. There's Bounty Hunter. Then they have Crypto Sapiens, which is the first podcast to come out of the podcast hatchery. Is actually the prototype for it. And then now the Legal Guild will be coming out with a podcast that I've produced as well called Ab Initio. And so there's a lot of good stuff coming out of the Bankless DAO. They have the Bankless Academy if you want to go in there and learn about crypto and DeFi. They have the Bankless newsletters, which give you a bunch of alpha. I mean, there's just a lot of good stuff and a lot of good people there in the Bankless DAO. You can go check out their Discord. You can come in and as a guest pass, hit me up if you want me to give you a guest pass. Otherwise, you have to have 35,000 bank to become a full level 1 L1 member. But you can earn your way to do that. You start getting involved in guilds and start doing tasks and bounties, and then you'll get banked for it. And then before you know it, you'll have that 35,000. I know several people who've joined that way. So anyway, yeah. So that was the last item. That's been on a huge spike lately. Yesterday, we'll see if it maintains. But anyway, so on my research, let's see. Oh, there's another one I wanted to look at too. The Celsius token. I was curious about this Celsius token. And let's see here. I did a search and I forgot. Celsius is requiring investors to be accredited. That's kind of bad news to me. And you know why? It's because the whole point of DeFi to me was that it should be made to get around the whole idea of accredited investors. You know, like you don't have to rely on your credit score. You don't have to rely on centralized Web 2 systems. You know, you don't have to rely on the banks and all their crap that they try to pull, their exclusionary, systematic, discrimination and oppression. This is not about skin color or anything like that. This is about protocols being put in place. I don't know why this vampire came up. I'm just trying to look up Celsius. All right, hold on. And that is why a lot of crypto has been put into place. And why can't I pull up this token? He keeps pulling up this vampire. No, dude. Celsius. Okay, here we go. Celsius Network. That's what I'm trying to look up. I want to look up that price. All right. So yeah, DeFi is in place because it's a protocol. It's code that allows you to use the dApp without any ID. And then, all you have to have is your collateral. If you have, a bunch of Bitcoin, or if you have Ethereum, or you have DAI or USDC, you can put it up in Hawk and borrow against it. If you don't want to lose your savings, but you want to borrow against it in order to do something, then pay it back over time. It allows you the power to do that without having to have a credit score, without having to have an ID. They can't sit there and look at, your race, your upbringing, your parolee status. If that's the case, they don't look at they don't know who the hell you are. And matter of fact, you're not even speaking to a person. You're talking to a protocol. And that's the amazing thing about DeFi, is that it has opened up the floor for everything. Well, there are some of these CeFi exchanges like BlockFi and Celsius and stuff like that. And I've used Celsius and it's been pretty good. And I, had some Bitcoin in there, and I, borrowed like $7,500 against that Bitcoin. And I put it into some other protocols, and I made some money off those other protocols and paid off that $7,500. I got my car, I got a $4,500 down payment on my car. And I did that by borrowing against some Chainlink I had using Celsius Network. All right. And I put down that $4,500. I worked hard. I saved up that $4,500 back, and I paid back Celsius, and I got my Chainlink back. So I never had to lose my assets, my savings, with and I was able to buy stuff with it or earn more money with that money. And the Celsius Network allowed me to do that. But the Celsius Network is a centralized exchange. It's a centralized money lending source. So what that means is they held the keys to my crypto. I did not have access to that. And if something were to have gone wrong with their servers, maybe there was a cyber attack, and they could suddenly lose everything. And I would have absolutely zero control over that. So now that I started learning more about this impending cyber attack that's supposed to happen, that they were practicing on, last July for Cyber Polygon. And it just so happens that just before, the Rona hit, they had a big old practice operation a few months before that on how to, control a pandemic of the exact type that happened. It's just, this is to me, it's like a bunch of World Economic Forum theatrical plays. But I keep hearing more and more in the news about, we have a cyber attack looming. What does that mean? I don't know what it means, but it may mean, that our entire 401ks, all centralized bank accounts, everything like that could be zeroed out. And then what a better way, problem, reaction, solution, the Hegelian dialect, then, have a cyber attack that zeroes everybody else's accounts out. And then in comes the government, swoops in, and has a central bank digital currency that they could airdrop us, and then say, well, in order to be airdropped, you have to have yourself a VAX passport, and you have to show proof of that, and you have to have this, that, you register, and next thing you know, you are 100% in the system and dependent on the system. You've lost your life savings, and you're dependent on these government UBI airdrops. I know it may sound outlandish and crazy, but I've sounded crazy before in the past couple years, and a lot of that stuff has come to fruition, and I'm not like a follower of Alex Jones or anything, I'm just a dude, but I just I can kind of just see some of this stuff, and I've a lot of it has happened, and so yeah, I don't know. That's just my opinion, man, but take it for what you will. But anyway, so back to Celsius Network. Celsius Network, as you can see, is down by down to $2.21, 11.1%. That's a pretty big jump. And I'm just now in the past, I guess 24 to 48 hours here, April 12th, Celsius bans new transfers by U.S. non-accredited investors from earning crypto rewards. Now, they say that those investors who have coins already in the platform will be able to continue to earn those rewards. However, with these tightened regulations, it kind of makes me feel a little sticky. So I'm kind of glad that I pulled all my money out of Celsius. And then, what do you know? The next week, this happens. I started getting the heebie-jeebies about all these impending cyber attack announcements. And then, I was like, I'm going to take my Bitcoin and my Chainlink and my Ethereum out of Celsius. I'm not going to borrow against it anymore. I paid back with the collateral, and I was earning some pretty good returns every week. Celsius gives you the payouts every single week, not monthly like BlockFi or Nexo, every week. And it's kind of cool. You wake up on a Monday morning and it's like good news. You see a notification from Celsius. Wow, you earned that's going to not happen anymore because I pulled all the money out of Celsius. And then a week later, what do I see? Celsius bans new transfers from U.S. non-accredited investors earning crypto rewards. So I know that Celsius and Alex Mashinsky, who's a CEO of Celsius, probably did not choose to do this and was probably strong-armed into doing this. But that is the problem with Web 2 and centralization, is you can be strong-armed into this type of stuff. And that's why I love DeFi, because true DeFi can hold true to the ideals of getting around and circumventing the credit system, circumventing the regulatory bodies and things like that. So let's see here. Cryptocurrency lender Celsius is banning new transfers from non-accredited investors on its U.S. platform from earning rewards on its program effective Friday, stating April 15th, only accredited U.S. investors will be able to add new assets and earn rewards on Celsius's Earn platform, said the company. To be deemed accredited in the U.S., investors must have a minimum annual income of $200,000 or a net worth over $1 million. That's insane. I don't have either of that, I'm not an accredited investor. Therefore, that excludes me. And it excludes tons of other people, and basically almost every single person I know in the crypto space. So this is the problem with centralized exchanges. This is why I spend so much time researching this stuff, because this is a movement for the people, And so anyway, the company said all existing U.S. users, whether accredited or non-accredited, will continue to earn rewards as long as the coins are in their Earn account prior to April 15th. Well, I don't care. That's BS. I'm pulling my money out just because, and it just shows now that they are, have like all the tentacles and the eyes of the regulatory bodies on them. And I don't want to be earning rewards in that type of scenario, honestly. I just kind of, I'll back away from that. Those deemed non-accredited will have their coins held in custody where they won't earn rewards, but can continue to swap, borrow, and transfer within those custody accounts based on their local jurisdiction. As we have previously acknowledged, Celsius has been working closely with regulators around the world. Is it our intention It is our intention that to be as transparent with our community as possible. The company said in a blog post Tuesday, they're being transparent. Yeah, it's just not something I want to do anymore. More specifically, we have been in ongoing discussions with the United States regulators regarding our Earn product. As a result, there will be changes to the way our Earn product will work for users based in the United States, of course. And then Coinbase was going to put out their Coinbase Lend, where they could let people do the same thing. Stake and earn interest and earn 4% interest. By God, 4%. God forbid, man. But 4% is pennies compared to what you can earn on a lot of DeFi protocols, and it seems hardly worth it. Of course, it's better than like the 0.1% that banks will give you, but the feds, they were not going to allow, Coinbase users to earn 4% on their lend program that they were going to come out with that is similar to Celsius. But so Coinbase scrapped that program. So it's just little by little, they just tighten the ratchet a little more. So U.S. users wishing to post coins as collateral against a loan open prior to April 15th will see their assets returned to their accounts when the loan is repaid, the company added. The company is currently facing several legal investigations from regulators in various U.S. states on allegations its lending and earn programs might be in violations of security laws. All right, so and the Celsius token is down, and so man, it's just it's kind of like skateboarding. People put up these little DIY ramps and concrete places and ditches and stuff like that, and they're really fun while they last. And some people create some beautiful DIY spots with some concrete artistry and stuff like that, and some construction genius. And people skate it and they have fun and they reap all the benefits from it up until the city finds out. Then the city makes you go in and you tear it down. So you don't ever build a lot of times these things with the idea of 100% permanence. At least skateboarders don't. So that's kind of in a way I see the way a lot of these protocols are too. The people build them for a while and then they have their good run and they're fun. And I described, I did some good things with Celsius. I bought my car. I also borrowed against my Bitcoin and I earned some money and then I paid that back. I used it and then now it's run its course for me. That's it. No more Celsius. Anyway, that being said, with all these regulatory eyes and stuff like that, I've been also doing some other studying and I've been seeing this term Coinjoin thrown around, right? And Coinjoin is a privacy feature that's open source. And, if you want to kind of mix around and you don't necessarily want everybody to know, there's a whole lot of reasons for privacy that are not money laundering and not, criminal activity. You may just want privacy, and then the more you, especially for us unaccredited investors, and the wealthy do not like, us making money. So a lot of times you have to be able to mix around your money and, make it confusing. So here's Coinjoin. So Coinjoin has been around for a long time. Bitcoiners might just be like, duh, but, not everybody knows this stuff in the crypto space. And this is my time to be able to, talk about a lot of this stuff that I find mind-blowing, and you may not find it mind-blowing, but I do. So Coinjoin Bitcoin Mixer. All right, so let me just refresh the page. Coinjoin is an open source way to mix Bitcoins. We believe financial privacy is possible and necessary. The Coinjoin system allows anyone to send and receive fresh Bitcoin in return at another address. No logs, no surveillance, just complete privacy. All right, so they do have a little transaction fee, but it's low, no logs, 100% anonymous. So you can do it with Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash here. So under no circumstances have Coinjoin or its developers any liability to any person, entity, or any loss, damage caused by operations on the website. So it's 100% open source. Let's see how it works here. All right, so it takes you to the Investopedia page, which I've already read this entire page. And then I went down a rabbit hole. Of course, that's what Investopedia does. It's what Wikipedia does. It sends you on rabbit holes. You start reading something, then you start clicking on a link that it used as to refer something to. And then you just 2 hours later, you're just like, whoa. All right, so what is CoinJoin? CoinJoin is an anonymization strategy that protects the privacy of Bitcoin users while they conduct transactions with each other, obscuring the sources and destination of Bitcoin used in transaction. CoinJoin requires multiple parties to jointly sign a digital smart contract to mix their coins in a new Bitcoin transaction, where the output of the transaction leaves the participants with the same number of coins, but the addresses have been mixed to make external tracking difficult. This process is also known as coin mixing. So how does CoinJoin work? It was developed to introduce a layer of privacy to otherwise public Bitcoin transaction. The phrase is coined by Bitcoin developer Gregory Maxwell in an announcement on the thread in an announcement thread on the Bitcoin forum. All right, so cool. But Bitcoin's not exactly private. So Bitcoin, back in the early days, back in the whole, Silk Road era and everything like that. Oh, it says Silk Road right here. I forgot. It was thought of as private, but it's not. It's actually extremely transparent. So though Bitcoin in its early days had a reputation for being anonymous and so was used for transaction on darknet sites such as the Silk Road, the cryptocurrency actually provides very little privacy. Bitcoin addresses do not list users' names and addresses, but they're easily traceable and someone might be able to associate your IP address with your Bitcoin transaction. One user has been identified. Once one user has been identified, researchers can use common digital forensic methods to trace all the contacts in the network. This isn't a bug of Bitcoin. It is the foundation of its trustless system, all in quotes. All transactions are public to prevent user fraud, right? Transparency, honesty, truth is probably the best thing you can ever have. It's open and out there. Once something goes into the dark, then that's when the lies start seeping in and the corruption and the crime. If you have everything out there all the open, then if it's a trustless system, then it's a good system. And Bitcoin to me is 100% trustless and the source of truth, and that's what makes it so valuable. I don't even see Bitcoin and Ethereum as the same thing. They're apples and oranges. Bitcoin is a store of value. It is a source of truth. It is a reserve asset. And now the Luna protocol is starting to prove this situation that Bitcoin is a fully functioning reserve asset. So other coins have been developed to incorporate user privacy into the code of the coin. There's Monero, Zcash, and Dash are prominent examples. Monero's privacy technology is similar to CoinJoin in that it uses ring signatures to mix the spender's signature with the signature of other users to make tracing addresses nearly impossible. And yes, there's some ring signature technology in Monero, and basically what ring signatures kind of come from is the whole idea, and I don't quote me on this, but Chinese villages, whenever they would petition against the emperor or something like that, they would have all the signatures be in a circle. And that way, nobody could pinpoint who the ringleader was, and nobody could see who, so they were a community as a whole and not a top-down petition going against the government. And so nobody could target any one specific person and use them as the scapegoat. You had to go against the entire village or not at all. And so that made it a little more difficult for the authorities to be able to push back and to find their patsy or their scapegoat or whatever, their fall guy. I don't know. So but the whole idea of ring signatures is to put a bunch of signatures in there and to be able to mix them around, and that's the whole idea of CoinJoin too. Actually, the Bitcoin Taproot upgrade has some kind of research ring signature functionality in there as well, but I can't really go into detail on that because I don't know. But anyway, CoinJoin is the first generation privacy measure for Bitcoin. A user that wants to implement CoinJoin into their Bitcoin transaction needs to find another user who wants to mix coins. Together, they initiate a joint transaction. The address a Bitcoin is sent from is referred to as an input. Consider the following transactions made at the same time. Alice purchases an item from Bob, Charlie purchases an item from Daniel, and Edgar purchases an item from Frank. Without CoinJoin, the public blockchain ledger would record these three separate transactions for each input-output match. With CoinJoin, only one single transaction is recorded. The ledger would show that Bitcoins were paid from Alice, Charlie, and Edgar to Bob, Daniel, and Frank by masking the deals made by all parties. An observer cannot with full certainty determine who sent Bitcoins to whom. Oh, Jesus. All right. Page is unresponsive. All right. So anyway, though the process seems clear in theory, in practice, joining transactions is hard for several reasons. In order for the participants in the joining to remain anonymous, they have to connect over a Tor network, and that's a whole other rabbit hole in itself. They have to know quite a bit about coding, and they have to trust each other. To overcome these hurdles, CoinJoin developers started early to create tools that would make the process automatic for most users. The first attempts at a CoinJoin tool were incorporated into wallets. The earliest examples were Dark Wallet, Join Market, and Shared Coins. These platforms aim to provide an extra level of data for masking users and transactions in Bitcoin. Later efforts include Wasabi Wallet and Whirlpool from Samourai Wallet. There is some controversy, however, as to how trustworthy and secure these wallets are and how well they anonymize Bitcoin holdings. So I went and, of course, checked out Wasabi Wallet and Samourai Wallet. And they're all fighting against each other. There's a bunch of internal discord and controversy and all that stuff, and they don't seem to like each other. But here, let's take a quick look here. Here's Whirlpool with the Samourai. And so let's look at this Samourai website. A Bitcoin wallet for the streets, a modern Bitcoin wallet hand forged to keep your transactions private and your identity masks and your funds secured. So there's the wallet on the mobile. Thwart blockchain-based surveillance and censorship, circumvent financial surveillance with the most advanced privacy-enhancing technologies on the market. Take it anywhere, even offline. Bypass data network restrictions with offline sending. Roll your own offline storage. Hey man, roll your own offline storage wallet with any spare mobile phone. Be your own Swiss bank. Fully non-custodial software ensures that you're always in control of your private keys. No email address, no ID checks, and no hassle. Just install and go. And Nodal Dojo, a high-performance plug-and-play full node, perfectly tuned to the strong. It provides strong privacy with a Samourai built in at the core. And I like how they use that big old dragster engine silhouette in the background. Let me pull this out so you can kind of see it. If you're listening on Spotify, you just have the better audio. So, all right. So down here, the Dojo, fully hosted full node server that automatically syncs with your Samourai wallet. Let's see, down here's the Whirlpool that was break the link of your Bitcoins and their prior history and stop blockchain analysis in their tracks. Whirlpool's an implementation of the Chaumian CoinJoin. I don't know what that is, but designed to be extremely fast for a mobile-first experience, but available on any platform. All right, and so it's endorsed by Crypto Insider, Wired, TNW, Bitcoinist, CoinDesk, Bitcoin Magazine, BitcoinManager.com. And then we'll go over here to the Wasabi Wallet. And over here's the Wasabi version. Reclaim your privacy now. Wasabi is an open source, non-custodial, privacy-focused Bitcoin wallet for desktop that implements trustless CoinJoin as well. Built-in CoinJoin's Tor integration, coin control features, free and open source. Your private Bitcoin wallet, Wasabi, creates trustless CoinJoin transactions over the Tor anonymity network. The CoinJoin coordinator cannot steal from nor breach the privacy of the participants. Available for Mac, Windows, and Linux. Okay, cool, man. So, but they, don't have a very friendly relationship. Those two, they seem to be arguing. So, here's an article from 2019. I was actually doing some studying of Compass Mining because I actually have an application open with this company. They're here in Austin, but I was reading some of their articles and just what they talk about, and I like the stuff they talk about. And they were talking about the divisiveness in the industry, and there's a lot of divisiveness in the crypto industry, and that's really how they keep you down. This divide and conquer, and they get people. I mean, what are we all in this for? We're all in this to be able to circumvent the current system that we're stuck in, to get around the systematic oppression. It doesn't matter, what race or what skin color you are or anything like that. They're trying to keep us all fighting with each other. And then within the crypto world, people are fighting with each other. Some people are too radical. Some people are not radical enough. I've interacted with some people in this crypto world here, and some of these people don't think that I'm radical enough. Man, I'm just trying to learn about all this stuff. Like I'm not out there to go, be like the tall weed in the middle of the lawn and be the first person to get mowed over either. Like we all need to grow together. Let's see here. They say, unfortunately, much of the current dialogue around Bitcoin mirrors the protocol it interacts with in bits and pieces. Companies building nodes will tell you to run a node. Wallet builders shout, not your keys, not your coins. And miners talk about non-KY sats. For each is in it for themselves and consequently fight their battles alone. And that leads to fragmentation and isolation. Down here, Wasabi Wallet, a means for breaking ownership links between Bitcoin holders and their identity, shot itself in the foot last week by announcing a preemptive policy to block certain transactions from interacting with the protocol. So they blocking certain UTXO transactions and addresses or whatever from interacting with the protocol. They're censoring, basically. And they say, in quotes, we're trying to protect the company and in the project by minimizing the amount of these hackers and scammers using the coordinator and getting us in trouble. Wasabi developer Rafi explained in a tweet. This should be in the rights of our company to do, but believe me, none of us are happy about it. And of course, it's their right as a private company to implement this type of stuff, but the privacy-focused Bitcoiners cried foul. How could a company building around non-state money fall money to statist head fakes? And I, have to agree with the privacy-focused Bitcoiners on this. Doesn't mean I don't like the Wasabi wallet. It's just, everybody has their own version and their own idea of risk. And as I talked about Celsius Network, it was fun while the party lasted, just like a skateboard DIY structure, you have it in place for a little while. And, you build it up underneath the bridge or in a ditch or something like that. And it's really fun while it lasts. And there's some amazing craftsmanship and concrete work and, construction work done by some amazing people that you'll never know their name. And people skate it and they love it for a while. And then the city catches wind of it and it has to get torn down. But you love it while it lasts. And that to me is kind of like how a lot of these development projects in the crypto space are. There's something created good. I use Celsius for the time being, to buy my car and to do some, to have some fun in the market. And then I paid it back and now it's being regulated, and it's no fun. It's not fun anymore, and I can't even use it anymore as an unaccredited investor. But that's kind of how a lot of things are in this world. But anyway, back to Wasabi Wallet and back to this article. I don't know how I got on that tangent. So the Bitcoin privacy wallet Samourai announced last Thursday that its primary competitor Wasabi Wallet is the target of an ongoing network attack. The blog post is the latest in a string of allegations Samourai has leveled against Wasabi since mid-July. The attack, according to Samourai Wallet, resembles a Sybil attack where a number of users falsifies new identities and pretends to be much larger in number. That would mean that the anonymity set or crowd in which a user can hide their Bitcoin transaction is actually not as large as Wasabi suggests. As the Wasabi team described it, the goal of the Wasabi mixing technique is to hide your unspent transaction outputs in a sufficiently large crowd, Samourai wrote. So that means the current target anonymity set back in 2019 was 100 peers. That means if 20 of those peers are actually just one user and the identity of that user is uncovered, privacy levels for all other users in the same mixing pool are reduced. With bad user privacy, the crowd gets smaller. And if you're one of those other transactions that have not been de-anonymized by an attacker, then your anonymity set is no longer 100. And if it was 20, then it's now 80. So not as advertised. So anyway, let's go down here. So lead developers, TDevD, Samourai, and NoPower73 with Wasabi worked together on building an implementation of long-standing privacy tech Coinjoin called ZeroLink. So the lead devs for both Samourai and Wasabi used to work together on a project called ZeroLink, and they just had they say in quotes, we just had a difference in implementation desire. So we split, we forked the project and just implemented it the way we wanted to implement it. Yeah. And then later on down here, we see in quotes, F you, Fiskler wrote in a Medium post. How can you take a stupid design decision you made and act like it'd be a significant advantage over another project that clearly has its basics right? So yeah, it's not as fun and nice of a little division and so that's what's happening is we're being divided over things that should not really matter all that much, where the tail is wagging the dog here, and we all just got to get along, because the reason we are all in this is because we are trying to find a way around the current system as it is that's charging us out the butt and bank fees, that's not allowing us that thinks we're too stupid to invest unless we have $200,000 in our bank account and $1 million in assets. No, we're not allowed to make money, and they don't like it. And I have a whole episode that I want to do tomorrow or sometime this weekend where I want to talk about the whole idea, the fact that the tulip phenomenon, the tulip bubble never existed. And that was all just propaganda too. And I want to go a lot deeper on that. And I don't have time to today. So anyway, I got to get to work. I wanted to talk about some of this stuff and get it started, to get the conversation started. I wanted to talk about Celsius. I wanted to talk about Wasabi and Samourai and those wallets and Coinjoin, and I did. And tomorrow or next time I come on, I want to talk more about this whole tulip idea and the fact that the established wealth does not want you making money, and they will regulate and use their pen to find a way to make sure you don't make money, and they will spread propaganda and FUD and lies about you to make sure you don't make money and that you can't sit at the same table with them. All right. Well, I will talk to you guys next time. I got to get my butt to work. So let me go over here to this other screen and get the outro going. And you guys have a good day on my Friday today. Bye. And have a good Friday, by the way. Even it is Good Friday, but have a good Friday too. Bye.
Thank you for making it to the end of this program. If you actually like this content, give a thumbs up. And if you want to hear more, just hit the subscribe button. I'm available on YouTube, Odyssey, and BitChute, and on all the major podcasting platforms in audio version. Spotify specifically. If you would like to follow and leave a review, that would help a lot. I am also available on Twitter at EurekaJohn1. That's EUREKA John, JOHN, and the number 1. My DMs are always open. Feel free to shoot me a message. Thanks again.